Damn it, I missed my mark. I don't know if anyone noticed that. I briefly thought we weren't streaming, went to close it, almost actually closed it. Hello everybody, welcome back. Hello Alito VT. I didn't need to say the VT. Hello Alito. Nice to see you. Welcome to our official now debut stream. Hey, you meant I gotta do this day one and I just didn't. I decided to do something entirely separate first. I know there are rules and systems and schedules to go down. Why not do it? It's only 2 weeks in. It's not even like I'm doing it 3 years late. But this is going to be a nice, short, simple stream. I'm going to do an official introduction, as I'm meant to do. Showcase the whole process of a little bit of this model work. And just sort of share a little thing that I'm planning. Explain how things are going to go. As I'm just about now starting to find my feet. There was something I was just about to check. So let me do some things. But otherwise, we'll get started real soon. Say that, you can still hear me, I'm just going to be invisible. Yeah, okay, that's going to be a thing. It's been a hot minute, you know, learning this streaming thing. Apparently YouTube streaming, they don't let you readjust for a new title, so I've just got my old one. How do I do this again? Give me a mo, it's all good. In the meantime, just get jiggy with it, you know? I'm glad the health of the stream's good. How do I change the bloody title? I just have to do it afterwards? What is this, man? Do not give access to my webcam. Please. You know what? Forget about it. YouTube streaming, it's going through a bit of a time. Leave them be to do their own thing. Alright, let's get into this, shall we? This whole song is a solid, what, like 6 minutes long? Let's not do a 6-minute intro. I'm not a big fan of doing like a long starting soon screen. Technically, I guess that's exactly the minute that I should be spending sorting out, making sure everything's working. Oh well, it's fine. Let me just do one other thing, and then I'll be right with you. I gotta love the early scuff where I don't quite know what I'm doing. It's all good. Right! Let's get into things, shall we? Bring down the music a little bit. Put on some smooth jazz in the form of some other video game music. Now, welcome everybody! Allow me to formally introduce myself properly this time, instead of just swinging high fives at monkeys and I don't know, being a very broken little samurai guy. Hi there, nice to meet you. My name is Pseudo. I'll tell you the rest, actually, in a few slides. We've got slides exactly for this exact occasion. Let's begin officially, shall we? Our debut. It's me. This hole, it is made for me. Wow. I had several Instagram posts back in the day releasing those silhouettes. Nobody noticed, so I thought it was worth showing off again. Wow. Not much of a secret with the main things right here, but hey, they're all there. I am, in case you couldn't quite tell, I am a cel-shaded cartoon grind. Oh, it disappeared on my screen, but I can see it there. Grind fiction slime boy. I don't know how prevalent it is in the design in 3D, as it doesn't exactly, you know, it can't animate full liquid physics or anything, but I am actually slime. I am a slime character. Maybe you can see it a little bit in like the way my hair and skin is kind of morphing into the same thing. I'm very much, once upon a time, a little puddle, now taking in this humanoid form, which you get to see live, actually, completely die on screen. Because in reality, I am a collection of 6 Vive trackers. They last about 3 hours, I think. And then once they start falling apart, you know, I kind of have a little bit of an issue. You might have seen what it looks like when I can't exactly hold the form of boy and just become slime instead. Oops. And more, though. There are other plans, things I want to roll out with a little bit that we'll get into but mainly, this is our branding in a nutshell. I've always loved the cel-shaded look. I have big childhood memories to games like Cell Damage. You know, ironically enough, I'm actually quite a big fan right now of the Simpsons chapter of Fortnite. I've only looked at it, but like that cel-shaded 3D look, that's my jam. I like, look at these shadows. I love that kind of stuff. Grind fiction, I don't even know which way I'm facing anymore. I think that's pretty clear. I've got roller skates for feet. Love this stuff. Yet I've never actually played Jet Set Radio.
The Imperium of Man has stood for 10,000 years.
I guess they have. Okay, why are you telling me this? Thank you. Apparently my music comes with adverts. I'll fix that next time, eh? And, yeah, Slime Boy you already heard of. Okay, sweet. Let's move on, shall we? So, the name Pseudo. Why'd you pick the name Pseudo, Pseudo? Well, there's a handful of things. The main one, actually it's Pseudozu. A common misconception, because I never actually used this half of my name, but that is actually the official. My account is named Pseudozu, because Pseudo is a surprisingly common username, and so that makes me a little bit different. There's a little bit more to it than that. Black screen. Okay. Good to know. I'd spent hours on that damn thing, and apparently I still made mistakes. Pseudo is actually just in general my favorite word. I really like using it in my vernacular all the time. For some reason, it's just a fun, obscure, kind of wishy-washy word. So my name's Pseudo. It's my best. I like that name. You know, it makes sense. I like that word. I think all username should just be your favorite word. Although these days everyone has every word copyrighted for a username, so, you know, no wonder people have a million letters and numbers after their names these days, you know? Anyway, Pseudo, in relation to our little character guy here, is the fact that he is sort of human, but he is actually a slime. He's only really a pseudo person, you know? That's kind of the vibe. He is very much not an extraterrestrial, he's not an alien necessarily, but he's, you know, not with the society of the world that I'd love to build if I ever get the ability to commission too much artwork. He's kind of there, kind of an outcast, kind of going for like the Jesse and James kind of vibes, you know, he's like just a weird ragtag group on the side of an otherwise functioning society. That's the vibe. Similarly though, it's a pseudonym. You know, of course, Pseudo. He's kind of coming up with whatever name he can come up with in universe. He's only come up with, it's, you know, an alternative name for whatever his demon monster name probably is. I haven't actually planned that part out yet, but, you know, it's a pseudonym. So he's Pseudo, you know, and, you know, of course, with it being, in real life, a VTuber model, it is my pseudonym. What a surprise. My real life name is not actually Pseudo. What do you know? But, final thing as well, Umibozu. Something changed between those slides. Oh wow, a whole spacebar, look at that. Umibozu! This is a kind of slime, water-based yokai that I've also named this guy after. I think the reality would be that my character guy here is also an Umibozu of some sort. If you know the stories of Umibozu and the connections they have, run with it. If you don't, yeah, don't worry about it. We'll explore it in some future lore video. Spoilers? I'm Pseudo-Zoo. I am a pseudo-person slime Umibozu. Nice to meet you. Buy me a drink, baby. It's quite a harsh opening statement, you know, when you think about it that way. It's like, oh, here's my entire backstory. It is kind of like this feels a little bit like a first date, except I'm standing in front of a cyan void. Interesting. But okay, that's my name. That's a me. I can't say that's a me. That's a little bit copyrighted, but you get the idea. Fantastic. Let's move on, shall we? I have like a nag in the back of my mind that like audio's not recording, but like I could see my audio levels there. I should calm down. It's fine. It's fine. Let's move on to my conception. That's not what it sounds like. I swear. Okay, we ain't going that far. All right. What it is I'm going to show you just outright. I don't know if people usually do this. The entire start to finish of my concept art becoming a thing, because I like to showcase it. I haven't got a use for it otherwise. I'll make some blue sky posts at some point, maybe. That's about it. So let me show you how Pseudo came to be, beyond the puddle that he started out as. So, in case it wasn't clear, I don't know how obvious this thing is on, like, first rip, but, I'm very much going by the Splatoon vibes of, if I ever get the point to commission artwork and do some in-universe lore branding, I think Pseudo can do this. Pseudo is currently a kid form, a teenager, young adult, I don't know, whatever age you want to be. Maybe not exactly on all fours, half goop. I don't quite want to commission that kind of art, you know. But the idea that he could just, you know, turn into a big puddle, I think is very fitting. Sorry, it looks like I'm scratching my ass. I'm just trying to sort out my waist part of my Vive trackers. It is dangling. Hey, nice to meet you. What a horrible, again, me and first impressions. Anyway, that's kind of the vibe that Pseudo can do. This character can turn into a blob of puddle and move along. He would, in theory, be able to stretch his arms out if I wasn't limited to being a collection of Vive trackers today. But maybe one day, you know, maybe we'll get there. You never know. I've got ambitions in this head of mine. We are also kind of going for that poison slime vibe. I would assume if you eat me, you would get some horrendous stomach thunderings at the very least, you know? So, kind of going for that kind of thing. Where is the camera? I'm trying my best to make eye contact. It's there? That's looking at myself? That's so strange. It's kind of specific. I don't know. Oh well, I thought this would be it, but no, that's clearly not. I've got my face tracking here, which looks terrible with my terrible perspective of proportions. It's attached to my chest and sticks out, but I'll work it out as we get by. I'm still new to this. We're working it out, you know? Now, this right here is another form of an umibozu, as you may have heard us mention earlier. So we're kind of going for this vibe as well. Some sort of humanoid, watery thing. In theory, we could become this kind of liquid thing. Pseudo can do that, but currently you're going to have to imagine it, because it's not in the budget to animate all of this puddling down. Hello, Squirrel Road. Finally an official one. I know, right? We're finally getting onto it. It's the official first impression this time that we're running with. So thank you for joining along. Let me tell you more about myself and where we come from. What a surprise! Jet Set Radio is super on our mind for this. Probably stunning nobody. Haven't actually played the games. Love the aesthetic, love the shoes. Would love to do more of this kind of stuff in real life. Love the messaging. We will play it on stream, I reckon, soon. That's weird. Oh, I need to fix that. It doesn't matter where I put, like, my eyes are looking at the same spot over here. Oh man, but okay. Learning a little bit of how the tracking on this works so far. We get by. Anyway, very much going for the vibes of this. Very much going for the vibes of this. This was the other cel-shaded game we mentioned just a moment ago. This is Cell Damage. Oh, I love Cell Damage, man. I don't know if it's visible, because obviously this is like 2001 quality stuff. But that's absolutely going into the aesthetic of what we got going on here. So, mwah. Love both of these guys. There we go. Also, oh god, this monstrosity. So, now that you got the vibes of what we're going for, the referential material, this old thing, oh god, this is what I came up with. I went to an artist and said, hey, can you combine all of these pieces? And like, they did some of it. We didn't get all the way to here straight away, but maybe you could see some of the elements out of this. My leg is already dying. The 3 hours are not how long these things last. We got a little bit of the Jessie hair, the tracks, the skin tight thing underneath, a nice little jacket. That's all there. A lot more blue in the final version. Interesting. A goopy shoulder, which we didn't get, but like goop is there in the hair. Things like that. You know, you can sort of see the Splatoon legs there. Apparently my skateboards are gonna just... Skateboards? Skate. Roller skates are sticking with me. But you can see, that is how I am not an artist, in case that's not clear. This is what I came up with. Buh! A miracle we made it this far, to be honest. On this being, at one point, the only design we had. Oof, let me tell you. So moving on from that, we then have our first... This is the commission they came up with. So definitely massive credit to, between my legs, where are you? Davo Gato. I'm terrible at this. This leg is not following. Hold on. We got another advert coming. But this is what they made. If I could just about get out the way. You can very much see the early conceptual designs. I was at one point going to have like floating slime pieces, but that would be very hard to sort of animate on a model. Same with like these tentacles, which I think we might incorporate in the future. But it came out a lot more like cowboy-y, I think, or something. I don't know. It's just interesting to see where we were at different points. This was way earlier in the year. This is like 8 months coming or something. It's mad. But either way, credit to Davagato for getting us at least this far. And of course, there was all sorts of other progress we made along the way. So moving on from there, I then took this design and made a bajillion terrible Photoshop jobs for hair, thinking, oh, what about if we actually put Jesse's hair on it? What if I had piranha hair? Tentacle hair? That's not All Might, is it? It's something similar, though. More tentacle hair. Mushroomy tentacle hair that looked a little bit penile. Maybe not that one, you know? In theory, we had a very experimental phase through a design. A bandana up there. Interesting. It's interesting looking back on this, because I haven't seen this in a long time. That one down there is Junkrat. That's like a Junkrat wig. It's not even a hard sentence to say. How am I screwing that up? Very freaking, yeah, I just keep noticing crazy ones around here. But either way, we moved on a little bit. And this was a second design I made. Again, trying to do more of the costuming. We kept the face, and I tried to add like a shoulder piece that's like protected, and like a little capey backing thing. This was going for, at one point when we wanted to be more like an adventurer in a sort of isekai anime, I think was the vibe we were going for here. So it was like, what if I was an adventurer in just fantasy land rather than cel-shaded grind fiction that we ended up with. I think that's a decent photo job. I mean, the hands are massive, and that is not accurate at all. But I think you can definitely see a character here. But it's not what we ended up with. We also got some like little accessories. Intricate. I don't need it right now. We'll do it for like model version 2 or 3. But very cool. I thought it was very interesting. And then moving on from there, we then expanded it. We took a second version with the adventure aesthetic. A little bit of that blue and purple start coming in here. I adore the color royal blue, which is what we were going for with this sort of drawl thing. Drawl? Crawl? I don't know what it's called. Ended up being a little bit more here. That sort of royal blue or adjacent tone. Mwah, we got there eventually. You can see the pieces coming together. And then, credit to Keza Henshin here. We came up with this redesign for that cel-shaded, it's not cel-shaded yet, it's only grind fiction, where we took like the skater jacket. You could see it coming together here, the collar, the little crop top that's actually at my nipples. These are my nipples, this is my head. That's, how did that, what are my proportions, man? This makes no sense. Anyway, whatever. You can see that all coming together. Interesting. Purple hair? I wasn't sure if I liked this or not. So you can maybe guess where this is going. I made a million Photoshop jobs trying to change the hair color and the orange and blue as well. It was maybe an orange everywhere, orange on the outside, orange on the insides, completely reversed and different. I thought I just couldn't work out my color scheming. So we ran with it for a while. And eventually, this came out afterwards, going back and forth with Davagato again. This, look at that, the royal blue one show. The skaters' skate wheels are there. Interestingly, in this design, we actually have the skater wheels being slime itself. Again, how would I walk? And like, that's good for motion. I'll commission it in artwork one day. But just walking around, I can't just have gel sticks on the back of me. So we didn't go as far with it. Similarly, we have like this design here. Looks a little bit like a monkey. Like I see like, yeah, kind of like those classical monkey god characters. So I was a bit unsure, but you can definitely see it coming together. Wow, I didn't realize this was so long. It shows this took 8 months, doesn't it? Anyway, eventually we got to our main show. Credit to Outlaw Eric. Oh, the GOAT. This is the guy to go to when you go for like cel-shaded look. This is like practically the one and only in quality and in prevalence. But this was our first turnaround design. You can see, it's pretty on point, but it's not there perfectly yet. There's a couple things you might notice a little differently. Bam, look at that, look at the difference. From first to third, oh no, actually that's only second. The third design basically made my eyes white. Oh, there it is, there's the white eyes and everything. Yeah, we decided to add headphones, get a little bit more of design on the legs going. They worked out our color palette problem. I'm also colorblind in real life, so just, ugh. I also wasn't a big fan of how much of like a goblin he came out with at first. Like, these ears are really really sharp. Oh, well, so now he doesn't have ears at all. You don't get to know what's under these things. Like, who knows? A mystery. But that is how we came to be. There you go, look at that. Close enough, right? And that's me. That's how. That is our full conception. Not so much, you know, a not safe for work scene. Just a bunch of concept art, which I thought was very, very fun. Now, before I move on, let me just quickly check something here. Oh, hello, Hader. Nice to see you. Sweet. I think we're good to go. So, we got a little bit more to show off with this model specifically as well. I've got some expressions. I finally worked out how they work. For the longest time, I wasn't actually getting them functioning. Let me show you some of the simple, standard, good stuff, shall I? And in fact, let's do it on a new camera angle. Forget this. Let's go for a little bit of... Hello. Ooh, my tracking's disappeared. How about now? There we go. My phone was dangling. Right, now we've got a good fisheye lens. I can really show everyone my my apparent scoliosis this thing gives me. Let me move my phone, actually, because you are not keeping up with me. What's wrong? Is it because I'm actually leaned forwards you're having issues? That doesn't make sense. There we go. So, hello. Ooh. Whoa! That's nice. That's funky. Anyway, sorry. Having fun with my own design stuff. Right, if I stand here, I can show you my expressions properly, if I get this right. First things first, of course, got a nice little bit of joy. Ah, wow, look at that. Minuscule, but nice. Weirdly enough, I can't actually squint my eyes in this one, and that's fine, because now I can make creepy little evil eyes instead. Evil faces, I love that. We got a little bit of angry, and this does squint now. Nice, simple eyebrow stuff going on there. Got a little bit of sorrow. I don't know if I'll ever use this one. But it's nice to know I have it, I guess. We got fun, which I think is just... I can't remember this one. It's just joy, but a little bit lower, I think. And that's fine by me. Got surprised that you're probably going to see a lot of, to be honest. This is my, like, go-to. I'm crashing out, my guy. Like, this is freaky to me. And I love it. And then a surprise one I didn't know she had. A little bit of blushing. I don't know if I'm going to use this one, I'll be honest. It could work with that one, I guess. But, there you are. Very simplistic. The classic debut thing to do. That's a little bit of me. That's a little bit of what we can express. In fact, let's just put on the surprise one. I really like it. I really like the small eyes on this one. So why not run with it? You know, use what we got. So moving on from there, though, I would like to reveal something to you a little bit more, because we may be a cel-shaded cartoon grind fiction slime boy. But what was that and more? And why is my hand losing its tracking? It's because my phone's here. Oh, is that what's been giving me issues? That's interesting. My streams typically last about an hour or two because the Vive trackers die. Today, we might have good luck because they're fully charged. I worked out what was wrong with charging them before. And also, it didn't take long to set up this stream this time. So we might have potentially the longest stream so far. Whilst also, this is planning to be a relatively short stream. So, you know, here-ho, who knows where it goes. Anyway, beyond all of these already initial elements, what we also have on top is car combat. God, I wish I had... I need to get... Hold on real quick. I want to get like a crazy... Give me just like any Mario Kart song. Something to refuel my motivation. And don't sell me Vinted. I know the economy's bad right now, but don't sell to me that I can sell things. That is a horrendously dystopian advert, Vinted. Please. Okay, 1 second. I need to get YouTube Premium, I'm coming to learn out of this. That's fine. Let me show you the car combat idea. We have to wait a few more seconds for the advert to finish. Hold on. Oh, there we go. We're good. This is Waluigi Pinball slowed? Is that... There we go. That's kind of closer to the vibe. So... the Pseudo lore. We're not going to tell you too much of the intricacies of the story and where we came from, but I will tell you exactly the vibe, and it very much lingers more on that car combat thing, okay? The world of Pseudo is very much, there is a society and a tournament of cars racing and fighting, and Pseudo here, in his tracksuit and skates, I guess, joins in as well. That's the story. a little outcast of a monster kid wanting to get involved in the big leagues. He wants fame, success, money, friendship, who knows? But we'll get there. If you're thinking of the world of car combat, think the likes of Speed Racer, F-Zero, Destruction All-Stars, Sonic, Cell Damage, Rocket League. It's that kind of every character in our lore will, or the important ones at least, has a vehicle. It's going to be futuristic, it's going to be fantasy, it's going to be a little bit of sci-fi, it's just going to be carnage. Now, moving on from that, think kind of the vibes of wacky races as well. You know, we might be a little bit more of a mean machine Dick Dastardly or something like that, but anyone else, we might have mafia characters that actually have a little mafia cart. We might have just outright a bear, you know, as one of our characters in lore. If anything, I've got more ideas for, like, expanding the roster than exactly what Pseudo will do. I've got a million ideas for Pseudo, but I think I like writing characters. So we're going for the vibes of wacky races, and we'll also incorporate all sorts of tracks in the future, whether it is sci-fi cities, fields. The F-Zero tracks kind of vibe is absolutely the kind of thing I think we're going on. I think my own phone is constantly getting in the way here. That's interesting. I'll work on that. We're making intricate upgrades every stream. This time we have expressions and music. I'm going to learn a little bit more of how my tech works and what blocks what, because my phone is like here, blocking constantly. In fact, if it can catch my face. Earlier when I was streaming the last games, it kept losing my tracking, but maybe this would be more consistent, especially if I don't turn around as much. We'll see. Let's have a look. Either way, we would love to incorporate these kind of tracks all the more. Like, that kind of stuff is just so good, man. Love it. Now, vehicles. We ain't going for simple cars in this reality. We're gonna have single-wheel bicycles. We're gonna have jet engines. Our cabs look like this. And someone might legitimately be piloting a mecha. I want to do this. Or even just outright cyberpunk high rush? I haven't played that game either. I think it will also be a thing in our world that characters are always on skates sometimes, and they can be equally as fast as the machine, you know? Like, anyone can run in any logic. Whether it's Sonic R running on their feet, jet-powered skates, it doesn't matter. Anyone can come in with any kind of vehicle, crazy fantasy ideas, and all of that will go into the lore. One day, I'm gonna make some money on this Pseudo thing, and I'll put it right into commissioning this kind of thing. We ain't there yet. I'm just here also having fun commissioning stuff. Nope. Mocapping stuff. I will have fun commissioning stuff when I get to that point, but we'll get there when we get there. Enough of all that, though. That is future stuff. We don't need to worry about the future right now. Let's talk about where we are right now, shall we? I would assume that's smooth music playing, but I don't know how or where it's coming from, so that's a good sign. I'm not used to having just, like, my music playing only through YouTube. There we go, that's fine. Oh, already my tracking is starting to have a little bit of a blip. My human form, half an hour in, is stuck. Why does it think I'm doing that? Let's do a quick let me do a quick recalibration. It shouldn't take me a moment as long as I remember where I'm going. In the meantime, just watch me. I guess I was just leaning over too long for too much. I don't know, man. Whoa, see the skeleton beneath the model. Oops, that's not it. Hold on. Oh no, it's gonna be stuck like this, isn't it? Oh, it's this guy. Hold on. It might be. I've got 2 layers of tracking I need to do. Let me try the other layer, just in case. If not, I'm just gonna come in with a hobbit. I mean, I've been hobbiting this whole stream anyway, according to the scoliosis this thing wants to give me. So let me just swing my arm around. How's everybody doing? You having a good time? Thank you for coming to my hyperfixation. That's a little better, but not, you know, not quite there. Not perfect. I can see it already. That head is just really far forwards, and there's no reason for it to be. Alright, that's fine. Oh, is that good? That's... Oh, it's hoiked up all of me now. I'm like a marionette puppet. I'm being strangled. In lore, I think this might be canon now. I'm gonna make it so that, like, Pseudo can't hold his human form all the time. Why is it, like, do I have to be on tippy toes? Do I have to manually, should I manually? You think it's gonna break me? Ah, it's fine. You gotta witness it if it does. Let's see if I can do this, hold on. So, I need you further back and down a bunch, but not that far. Great. No, not that way. That way. That way. What do you think? That's better, right? Yeah. Maybe I just have to keep manually dragging my own head into place. But also, I'm really tall now. I'm still crazy tall. Look at my feet can't keep up with this. I don't think I can just turn this off and on again, can I? Don't mind the vibe tracker in my crotch. You know what? We'll just go and ignore the bottom of my feet. That's fine. Probably best you do that in general. Anyway, let me tell you about the kind of streams you can expect to see from us. Starting off with mocapping. You know exactly what this means. These are our bread and butter. I'm going to be doing a lot of mocapping streams, as I call it, where I will be physically inserting myself into video games to do some crazy hijinks. You've seen it already in the likes of our Rhythm Heaven Fever content, where we've just done every song manually. We're going to be doing the same, whether it's a driving game where I'm physically, I've even got like the perfect camera angle for it. I can literally just, bam, now I'm driving. My legs are going through it, but I am driving. We're going to be doing all sorts of things like that in future. Oh god, I am falling apart live on stage. Why? It's been half an hour, guys! I went specifically through, well, actually that's the thing. I specifically went through charging all of my trackers for like 2 weeks. 3 of them hit fully charged. 3 of them wouldn't hit like solid white, which means fully charged, and I forgot to check their batteries. Maybe they're the ones that are failing me. That's interesting. No, this one was fine. Who knows, man? We'll just get by with what we can. Anyway, mocapping is our bread and butter. We will also with this be able to do, first-person horror games. We will be mocapping them. I can't see any way that could possibly go wrong, so we're gonna run with it, baby. I'm gonna put myself in every horror game there is, be it the old ones, be it the new ones. If there's a horror game to be had in first person, I'm gonna be right there staring those horror jump scares in the face. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think there's any way that could go wrong. I should also mention, I am terrible at horror. I can't handle jump scares. I am a big wuss in a lot of ways. So I honestly, I at one point I was gonna stream one of those horrors first, like a few days ago, and I half cancelled stream because I'd have to stream that game. I'll do it though. We're gonna play a driving game, horror driving game first. We'll get there. We'll also probably play something like Forza Classic. Never mind, excuse me. But beyond that, there are other tags of streams I hope to be doing, including, bam, that is just more mocapping. Never mind, but that's exactly the vibe, not that one. That one. We're gonna be playing Punch-Out as well. I'd love to do it with physical punching. I'll put fists on and it'll be great. We are fully getting into this. This is going to be how most of our streams work. If you ever want to give in a stream suggestion, I would certainly suggest a mocap stream first. Because, bam, this is just like, I haven't seen this kind of thing done before, especially with a VTuber model. And so I'd love to just find an excuse to get some cardio in, to be honest. I'm too scared to go outside, so I'll just do it in here, you know? But beyond mocapping, if you come across my streams, let me say that again with better intonation, shall I? If you come across my streams, expect to see a lot of rhythm, of course. Rhythm naturally lies into the mocapping thing. Oh god, this is manually trying to make me freaking floss and fly away. Why? I'm not even, this presentation's meant to be you know what? I've got a behind camera, so there we go. I can still look you ahead. I've got so many camera angles, I'll always be facing you. What is going on? How do you do that? It's like, you're so charged, and it's not even been an hour. Oh well, it's nice and dynamic this way round anyway. Hey, how you doing? We're going to be playing all sorts more rhythm games in the future. We've done Rhythm Heaven Fever. I'd love to play all the other Rhythm Heaven games. Love to play the custom stuff. Love to play all of the Rhythm Heaven inspired, Mario DDR. Rhythm games will be another one of our bread and butters. I love that stuff. So we'll be doing it soon. And then, more so than that, let's not just randomly press spacebar in the void. Let's press spacebar on the slideshow, shall we? There's some rhythm games for you. I would put myself in, but you know what? Sure. What monstrosity has it turned us into by now? That one. Oh, great. Oh, it flipped me back at least. That's a good sign. If I could get over there, I would. I can't even reach both of my arms out. They go in different directions. Oh, boy. I've even got, I've got a piece of music prepared on the side for when things falls apart, but I don't know if this counts as falling apart yet, so you linger just a little bit more for the technical errors theme to not pop up just yet. Okay, I've also just accidentally opened a whole nother program, which is going to suck in so much power. Please close, Adobe. I closed something that wasn't meant to be closed. It disappeared and something else went with it, and I don't even recognize what it was. Well, it wasn't Twitch and it wasn't YouTube, so I guess we won't worry. Okay. Anyway, with a VTube model like this, as much as it's not tracking correctly, it would be a crime not to stream. Where am I? Oops. Let's just do the behind. Grind games. These are your grind fiction driving vibes. A character that looks like this needs to play. Whoa! I should not have lifted up my leg. I'm so sorry, everybody. Please excuse me. Character like that should not, there we go, that arm actually works, should not be doing anything other than grind fiction games every now and again. Expect the likes of Cell Damage, Jet Set Radio, Bomb Funk, Hyper Rush, all of that good stuff. Hi-Fi Rush, whatever it's called, we'll do them all. We'll do some of them. Shall I pause for this this advertisement? I think I should. Oh, it's skippable. Brilliant, thank you. Give me more Mario Kart while I warble even more into a glob. Great. There's some Jet Set Radio. It's literally me. I'm literally him. Help me. I'm a little bit more tied up than normal, but generally, it's me. Wow, hey, nice to see you. I should probably, there you go. I should probably put on some sorrow for this. Alright. Let's move on. Because if I'm gonna... oh, yes. I'm gonna hate this decision beyond trying to make every stream tracked. But yes, let's play some horror games. If my form alone isn't horrifying enough, I do intend to play a good chunk of horror games. My tracking just outright died for a second there. Oh, but it's back. That's good. Don't make me put on the behind camera again. Hi. I love kind of horror games. I grew up on watching a lot of Amnesia. Where is the camera? Where do I possibly... The head doesn't want to look forwards. What do you do? Alright. You know what? Frickin'... Hold on. We don't need some chill Mario Kart music in these times. We need something like... There we go. Something a little horror-y while I'm warped like this. We're going to be playing games like Amnesia 1 and then like the latest Amnesia game in the bunkers. We're going to be playing games like Slender Man 1, the first one that went viral, and then we'll play the later Slender Man games. We'll play FNAF 1 and all the other ones, probably, but we'll also play the modern ones, like the one in the car where you have to zap away the monsters as they go. I want to get a little into it, play some Outlast, play all the horrible horror slop, because to be honest, I know it will be good content, and I know I'm going to absolutely... fall flat on my face. I can physically walk into these worlds with this model. I could become the monster itself, like if this is any indication, but I can also, have some crazy good times in hindsight when I'm not living my literal nightmares that will probably haunt my sleep. So that's good. We'll be doing horror games as well as a tag, is what I'm trying to tell you. But there's more! Because we can be chill sometimes. We can be nice. Do I have a nice theme? I don't really think I do. I don't want more Katamari. We can be chill sometimes. I forgot an M in that apparently. Play it nice and soft. Sometimes we'll be playing long games. These are the kind of games that take a long time to beat. I'm kind of thinking things like Heavy Rain and like long story-based games, especially if I could do a little bit of mocapping on the side. Sometimes I just want to play a good game. So we'll make that happen. Let me quickly see if I can at least sort out my tracking one more time. so it's not completely dead on me while I'm still trying to say hello to people. I closed this. Is this what I closed? I closed my tracker. There we go. I can open up a new one. No wonder I've been having issues. Is that what did it? oh, something's going on. Hold on. Hold on. Ah. Yep. Oh, that's not right. Those are my two arms going in different directions. We are stuck like this? Okay. Ugh, we could get through the end of this presentation. I swear we can make it. You and I, me and him, us together. Let's finish this slideshow before my face falls off of my face, okay? Oh, God. So, you know what really scratches my brain? Beyond my brain, touching other parts of my brain it shouldn't be able to access in this tracking? Corruptions, baby! We are gonna play all sorts of modded content as well. In all sorts of forms, whether it is like those speed boosted challenges, whether it is those like every enemy randomly explodes on you, or just classic corruptions. I love consuming this kind of content. I love them all. I learned how to do them recently, and I'm gonna get more into it as we go. So absolutely, we're gonna be doing corruptions as well. Expect to see that on our channel sometimes, when my shoulder hasn't dislocated from itself at least. Moving on from then, maybe I want to just take it easy. Maybe I want to take it easy when I stream, you know? Maybe I want to sit back and observe sometimes. What's the best tag for that? Reactions. I understand it's kind of the easy bread and butter when it comes to what creators create, but I'm going to try and do some fun things around it, whether it is being a bingo board or something, or we try and react to things that people don't normally react to. I'd love to talk through old Vsauce videos where they had a bunch of merchandise and plans for the future and see if they were ever actually right, you know? I think there's a fun idea there, but who knows what I think. My spine has apparently condensed upon itself today. Moving on, other times, I'll show you what I can really do, alright? Challenges. We're going to be doing challenge streams sometimes. Do you know what that means? That means speed runs. We're going to do speed runs sometimes. We're going to do, can I beat this game without touching grass? Maybe. It's going to be, how fast can I beat this game while eating a chili pepper? I don't know, man. It's challenges in general that I like watching a lot of. I'm a big fan of Breath of the Wild speedruns, hate Tears of the Kingdom speedruns, and I love to get more into that kind of vibe. It's fun to do. Match it with a mod where every time you say a word, something explodes. Love that stuff. I'd love to do it. I don't even know if I can stand up straight in this model sometimes, but we're gonna make it happen. Even if the challenge is how long to make my damn Vive tracking batteries last longer. We'll do it. But there's more. Because this might be a mistake. It might be. I mean, look at me. I do look, you know, a little traumatized. But we will also be doing karaoke. Sometimes I'm a little hesitant about that one, mainly because I'm gonna be perceived even slightly doing this, but I think we're gonna have a lot of fun doing karaoke streams. I'm gonna schedule, set a camera to spin around me, have some fun. We did a little bit of dancing at the beginning of this stream, whilst also, if my tracking dies like this, maybe it's just gonna be horrors being unearthed and sent to man, but you know, we'll have a good time nonetheless in whatever form we can. And there's more. Of course, the best way to stream is by including collaborations. We will be doing collabs at some point. I expect they're going to be full of all sorts of disaster and madness, but it is the kind of thing I want to do, and I've got some friends I'd like to hang out with sometimes, and even meet new friends. Do I do the classic thing? Do I say I'm a VTuber because I want to make new friends, meet new people? Absolutely. Love to do that anyway. So we'll make that happen at some point too. I'd love to play things like Lethal Company, more horror games to be honest, is kind of what on my mind. But there's also a lot of friend slop out there these days. Are we there yet? Seems like a good one as well. Where did that even go? Did that go into my ear, that drink? Also, hey, if anyone's watching this back and understands the technicalities of how my tracking possibly does this, like why my arms are completely sideways to each other. I'd love to hear people's thoughts. Let me do a quick double recalibration. Let me put on my my broken music. Broken music. This is it. While I quickly do this again. Because, like, this is maddening. It's, like, collapsed on top of its collapsing. That's a whole arm spinning. Why does it think it's just a wrist? Come on, man. Maybe this is why people won't want to collab with me. Maybe this is why I'm doing things by myself. Currently. Hold on. Hold on. I'll get there. I'm about to... And then a little bit of this action, a little bit of that one. That looks better. That looks like progress. He's diagonal for some reason, but it's progress. Just turn him around. That's not terrible. If I just hold my pose and get rid of the trackers on my forehead. They've just given me the dad bod. That's so weird. It's the same breakages. Alright. Well, anyway, we'll keep the broken music on for now. And if I don't feel... Because... There we go, let's start this better. And if I don't feel immersed enough, we will dive straight into VR, baby. Currently, believe it or not, this is not VR tracking. I might have a headset piece here, but it's just a Vive tracker on my forehead. My VR headset's over there. It's detached. I've managed to make the VR set without the VR headset. I'd have to rejig this entire thing to do a VR stream. But I think it fits the best. I mean, I've got all of these different camera angles, but really all I need is this one here, and I'm in the game, in VR. It makes sense by itself, so we'll likely run more with that in future. So, that is everything. That is all of our things, as you can see. That did not come with face tracking, I can guarantee. We're going to be doing mocaps, reactions, rhythm, challenge, karaoke, VR, corruptions, collabs, lung, grind, horrors. There's actually a couple more in there that I didn't mention. Technically, we've got things like solos, which are like longs, but they're short. Like just one-offs that aren't any of these things. But generally, as you can tell, I got a lot of plans, and I've got a million ways that I've planned things out. I've got color codings for tags, and I'm like, it's a bit much. Although I realize only some of these have like squared brackets and others don't, so I'm not fully consistent. But I have done a lot of overthinking with what I plan to do with these streams. When it comes to the schedule, however, yeah, we're working on it. We are not there yet. I'm sorry to say, we do not currently have a schedule officially. However, we got a little bit of something going on. Because if you look down in our About page, you will see, in Twitch at least, a panel that says, oh, we'll be live at this time. I'm going to make a rule for myself, even if I can't express my hand going forwards. There you go, that does it technically. A rule for myself, okay? I'm going to pencil in, aiming to stream every day at a certain same time slot. We can stream on any day of the week, but it'll always be between 10 o'clock and 11:15 in the evening, my time. You can see that translated in the panel down below. If I haven't started streaming by 11:15, which is 15 minutes after those timers run out, I am not streaming that day. That doesn't necessarily mean that I was never planning to stream that day. Oftentimes it will be, I will come into my room, it's happened a few times in the last 2 weeks, I'll start setting up my trackers, and they'll do this. Day one, minute one, they will not agree with me. Like, are my feet... Okay, my feet are at least forwards this time. There's progress there. It's workable. Sometimes I will come in and I can't get the tracking to work, and I can't stream in these circumstances, and so it gets lost. I'm going to, every day at 9:30 my time, start getting ready for stream. It takes at least half an hour. Today it took an hour. And if I'm not available by 11:15, we've lost that window. I'm going to be working on it 9:30 to 11:30, basically. I've got a 2-hour window every single day that we'll be streaming. So if you want to know when to catch us, other than turning on notifications, be around at that same time-ish for the timer. And if the timer runs out, I ain't streaming. That's the best I can do for now. We will work on it over time. But I have now at least got a million plans to run with, a million stream ideas. So we got plenty of content to do, and we can do them every day. What time zone are you in? I'm on the UK time zone, which is not British summertime anymore. GMT, I think it is. Greenwich Mean Time, I think it is. Either way, if you scroll down on our Abouts page, or just down the page in general on our channel, I think, you can see the panel adjusted for your time zone as well. So it should all be there. Generally, you know, it's this time. It is currently 11:22 now for me. So if I hadn't started streaming by now today, I was never going to stream. This is like the latest slot I could start streaming. Chances are, though, I would generally start streaming 10:30-ish, because it'll take me an hour to start from 9:30 and go on from there. Does that make sense? Fantastic. I hope so. No one responded because I didn't read it yet, but you know. So there you go. Oh, here's the whole panel thing. This is what it looks like. There's my here's some early doors stuff of what my bio used to look like in the past. If you're watching this from the future, took this literally just a moment ago-ish. 11 o'clock is the slot that it aims for, and so if it's like around an hour left, it could be any minute. If it runs out, it's not at all. It's the best I can do in these circumstances, because unfortunately, as you can see by my entire body, the tracking's a little inconsistent, you know? Like, my arms are in different... I'm T-posing right now. This is my T-pose, and it's doing this. Now my legs aren't going the right directions. It's something to behold. Now, as I said a little bit earlier, I've done so much planning when it comes to this thing, right? But I don't think you quite register just how much planning I've done with this thing. I've got some spreadsheets just to briefly share of how much I have overthought and planned these streams, yet you can't plan for the tracking breaking necessarily, but I have made just a handful of spreadsheets, and spreadsheets, and spreadsheets, and spreadsheets, and spreadsheets. I made more spreadsheets, and I made more spreadsheets, 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 spreadsheets. I've made so many damn spreadsheets, my body can't even follow it anymore. So needless to say, I've done a little bit of overthinking. I can't even look you in the eyes, apparently. Hi, how you doing? But, I've done a little bit of planning, to say the least. Can I please, for the love of God, face the camera? There we go. In case you wanted to, in case you wanted to see a little bit of what these spreadsheets mean, I'll only touch it briefly. I made this one as like a schedule of tags I might release in order of. One of those tags I've already deleted. Isn't that funky? Oh, now you permanently can't see it. I'm not going to keep up with this, but it'd be nice in theory. This one's about a bunch of different, like, challenge versions I could do to every game, like a modifier, like boss rushes or randomizers. This one's a bunch of tech I want to add to my stream deck in general, the stream upgrades I'm going to get with over time. Whereas these four, we actually have the different camera angles. This one's a bunch of British slang. I mean, I already look like... What's happened to my spine, man? I have no idea. And where's my tracking as well? There he is. But I planned a bunch of British slang, so I remember some words that Pseudo will probably say more authentically. I'm very British like that. This is like an early doors version of the earliest streams we were going to do, with a bunch of different tags and a bunch of different ideas. A bunch of them are solos and duos over there. Then I did an original schedule. We did not start streaming in September, so that's already gone out the bin. This one here is just a bunch of games that we own on either like Xbox 360 or Wii U, PS5 or everything. This one's another one of the games we would like to play, but also how much of a priority. Absolutely would love to play GTA 6. Rest in peace that game, it ain't ever coming out. And then these ones I was only okay of, and then I scheduled them in a certain order so that it would actually be in order of what I would most like to do, as well as little tags on how I could work with it. This one's about all of the different modifications you can run with, like all the different corruptions. You could play Minecraft, but it's corrupted, multiplayer, things spawn over time with invisible people, and the speed boosted something or other. All sorts of stuff going on there. This one's a bunch of different karaoke ideas. Here's individual songs and entire streams based on a singular prompt for karaoke streams, like opera karaoke, whatever that means, and Shrek karaoke. God, that wouldn't that be a time. This is a bunch of different versions of tags and things of ones that are ready and ones that aren't. Everything in white text means I can mocap it. Everything in black text means probably not, but I haven't planned that far through. This one was our original, every kind of idea we could run with. Most of these ones over here are just things, different game franchises we can marathon. Green, I think, also means challenge or something. And then this one's all of the modifiers applied to a big, long, stewing row of games. And then the blue ones are the ones that actually apply with that modifier, and the grey ones don't. So needless to say, I've done a little bit of thinking with this one. And most of that is probably not even going to be used. That's just how my brain works. That does not help. Ooh, does that help? Kind of, but there's going to be no tracking this way around. Never mind. Well, it was a nice thought. Either way, I'll use the behind cam now to briefly get in. The final thing I want to say. This stream already has not gone exactly as I intended. I am surprised this tracking died so soon, with me putting in so much attention to charging these things fully as well. Maddening. Why? Okay, no, you're not quite fully fixed. That's fine. If you couldn't tell, we've got a few vibes that we're kind of running with, and I very much have some of my inspirations in mind. I do kind of wear them on my sleeve in some ways. So let me just tell you outright, praising creators. Please, none of these people get cancelled. But my big inspirations for the tones and the vibes and the creators I like the most in the VTubing sphere have to be, of course, I pressed spacebar on nothing and I think it broke my tracking. It has to be, of course, in my warped form, Chibidoki, of course, the goat of chaotic streaming energy. If I could have only 10% of her vibes and inject it directly into my sternum, I don't know where that is in the body, I would absolutely love it. Chibidoki, fantastic creator. Similarly, of course, Kenji, crazy vibes, male VTuber, technically cel shaded as well. Big fan of that. What a giant goofball. Love that guy. My face tracking's almost dead. Gigi Murin, of course. Again, you can see the vibes. Anyone who's chaotic and gremlin, big fan of. And then the one-off surprise one that's not quite as gremlin, but kind of-ish. It's Lord Aethelstan. Love these four. Easily my favorite creators in the VTuber space. I would love to get even partially on their level of creativity and comedy. They're just immaculate. Love those guys. Those are for sure my inspirations. But otherwise, I believe that's all. That is my 90-page presentation that my tracking could not fully keep up with. So, with that in mind, I was originally anyway going to keep this short because I wanted to spread out my different ideas, and we'll do another stream tomorrow, like a driving stream of some sort. But considering I'm very specifically snapping my spines in half, this one's a new one. I have not seen this one before. Can the other camera fix it? Hey, nice to see. There you go. Hi. Thank you for joining me. I think I'm going to finally end it off there. A little less than an hour, but I don't think our form can hold it much longer. Remember, canonically, I'm just falling into the form of a puddle. I am a slime boy after all. But otherwise, don't forget, every second is of infinite value. Why'd the tracking have to change on me there, man? I was just getting into a vibe. Every second, though, is of infinite value. So thank you so much for spending some of them with me. Where is my other arm? We'll never properly know. But I shall end you off there. Thank you for joining me today on this slightly broken stream. I think that... Oh! I see what the issue is. One of my base stations died. And I saw it grey out live. Okay. Interesting. I'll research that on the side. We're going to do micro upgrades on the in-betweens. But otherwise, that is all there is to know about me. So I'll finally end it off there. Thank you very much for making it to the end of this. It's been a time. But I'll leave you on that. Do I even have an outro song? Not really. I've got a gasp for you. I'll just end it how we came in. I'll see you guys maybe tomorrow. Keep an eye on that panel and I'll do the best I can. Otherwise, I'll see you later. Bleh.